James, finally you've bought yourself a decent coffee machine. Now, this is what it looks like when you take it apart to clean it. So we're going to start with this, my friend. Now I've got ours set up in the little butler's pantry or the breakfast kitchen. And it's ideal, and we've never, still to this day, had a problem with it. And it's done well over 1 million odd coffees. She's getting old, but she's working on the original bits and pieces. So this is basically her, and this is what, as I say, it looks like when you've disassembled it to clean it, which is a relatively easy thing. I have cleaned the bits and pieces. Just do it as you would do via the handbook. This little fellow here, I'm going to show you when I put him back in, and you'll see obviously how he comes out, but you'll find that there's enough coffee grinds left over in here, and probably on here as well, because it over grinds and it tamps, and when it tamps, if there's too much, it scoops it off the top and it leaves it in this little tray. And if you once a week take what's in this little tray, tip it into something or other, then you end up with a considerable amount of coffee, as you can see, and it smells wonderful actually. But that coffee can be reused via here. So that's where you put ground coffee. Now alternatively, you can use that coffee perfectly well in your machine for when you do your usual French style coffee, percolated coffee. So first of all, this little fellow goes in here and clips into place like so. So now he is now back in place there. I'm not entirely sure if you can see that. There's more light in the big kitchen, but I'm not going to move this bloody thing now. So we then have this. This is your brew group. Right, that's what it looks like. What you want to be doing is cleaning these little parts in here, just getting the dust off them. Don't do too much with them, and don't take any of the grease off them, because it's particular to the machine and very important it stays. And that slides in there. You'll see there's a little track for it there. I say you'll see there's a track for it. I'm not sure if you can, but there's a track for it. It goes in and clips into place on top of that little bit that we just put back in. That closes up. Now the machine is telling me that the drag drawer is missing, and it's correct. So what you now do is pop him back in, having emptied him, and the drip tray, like so. And it's saying the brew unit's missing, and it'll often do that to you. In actual fact it's not, but what you want to do is just give it a clip and slam it back in. Close the door. Now it'll tell you the drag drawer is missing. Lift, move this out, back in, clip that, and it's now warming up. So don't panic if this little machine tells you things that you know are wrong, because it'll do it often. It's the sensors in them, and it's just one of those things. Now, while it's warming up, what you want to be doing, pop the jug under here, and this is a very neat little trick that I'll show you in a second. I'll keep your glasses on top for warming up. Okay. Any second now it will have warmed up sufficiently, and once it does I'll be able to take you further. So just play some elevator music in your head whilst you listen to this, and there it goes. Okay, now see, we are now select product, ready for use. So having put a little jug under here to collect, I'm going to go for this button here. This button is the one with the spoon and the so on bits and pieces coming out of it, the grounds. That is for pre-ground coffee. Do you remember that goes in there? We're not going to put any pre-ground coffee in. We're just going to press that button. It'll say pre-ground coffee. And then I'm going to press this one here, which is the long black button. And down here you'll see that will start to come out. And this little jug is collecting it, because what that basically is just waste. I'm drawing off water to make sure that the head is clean, because I've just played with it. If you do that before each time you make coffee, and when I say before each time, I don't mean before each coffee, I mean before each occasion that you're making coffee. If you do this, that little button, press long black, it'll drain this off, and any rubbish that's in there, it'll take it out. So now we'll just discard that. Now, you know me, I'm anal, so I'm going to put it back in. I'm going to this time press the middle one. So pre-ground again, and then I'm going to press the middle one. It's going to give me a shorter draw. Okay, so that's now done. That's all good. So we pop that in there. Now, lastly, I'm going to press this button, which is the one here, and it is going to, with this little tap, it's going to fill this with boiling water. And I'm doing this for a reason, and I know you just want to know how to make cappuccino, but this is important for you, and your little machine will last you a long time. So just about an inch, I'd say, of that, and that's all we need. Pop it down here, and this is our little fellow for making the milk, frothing the milk. This is very hot water, it's going in there. Now I'm going to show you just how much crap comes out. So glass under here. Our little pin, whatever you do, don't ever lose this little pin. This is what it looks like if you take it out. If you lose it, you're screwed. So pop it in. You use that to adjust up and down the level of air mixture. Think of this as being a little carburetor up here, and you're using it really to mix air and milk liquid. So what we're now going to do is I'm going to press this button here. Okay, see that? This button here, and that's now going to start sucking water, in this case boiling water, out of here, which would be milk where I'm making cappuccino, and it's going to start pumping it through here. At this point I've got this pretty much all the way down. Give it a bit of a pump up and down. It's a bit noisy, I'm afraid. Press again to stop. We're going to just discard that water. Now, excuse me, I'm just going to take that out, pop it here for a second, discard that water, and I'm going to put some fresh, clean water, having just given it a bit of a rinse, in here. Pop our little friend back in. Now this is cold water now. So I've done the hot water, now the cold water, and I've pressed this button again, and now it'll start sucking cold water. And you'll see the difference. See that? Now again, give it a little adjustments here. And what we're doing here is we're cleaning thoroughly out the milk frother. Now that's now finished. So I press again that little button, which stops it all. Take take that out, discard the tiny little bit that's left, and now we've got a hot but clean glass. We're going to leave that there.